Joshua is curious as to who Luger really is and how it has the power to control both divine. In the past, Joshua says he'll clean up all the filth in the academy before he leaves. The Duke enters and tells them to stop with the arguments. He allows Joshua to join the Imperial Knight Order but initially raises him to the rank. The Duke reminds him of His Majesty's orders, but Aery seems to not be moved by any of them. The Duke remembers Evergrant's words when he said that Count Aery is unreliable and could run off at any moment. At the academy, Icarus offers to be Joshua's subordinate and serve him, and Joshua is confused, as Icarus is a noble commoner. Icarus explains how Joshua will be the next best thing, surpassing all of Avalon's knights in strength, and that to serve him would be a big deal. Joshua is surprised, but he responds by saying, "I refuse." As Joshua refuses, Icarus is bewildered, as he expected Joshua to approve of his wish. Icarus says he has nothing to gain from being his servant but just to prove his own worth. Joshua explains why he doesn't want him to be his servant, as he expects more from Icarus. He doesn't want to waste him by trying to protect and look after him for his entire life. He wants to stay in the academy and stop any corruption or wrongdoing that may take place. Joshua explains how he doesn't want his people to work for him, and Icarus agrees to stay in the academy and change its ways. The Swallow Empire's third princess, Verona Belgrace, talks to her father and realizes he's concerned about something. Upon inquiry, he expresses that he is concerned about ceding the empire over to his brother, Demero, who has not shown up in 10 years. Rumor has it that he could have died. She consoles her father and reminds him of the times when everyone was genuinely happy. Upon his becoming the emperor, she expresses how proud she is of her father. While they are both conversing, a soldier hurries over, shouting that the border guards have been attacked and executed by the Thran authority. At the residence of the Imperial Palace, Evergreen meets the Magic Town Master, Ian Dunpurray. He asks the Town Master's reason for calling him. Ian asks him about his life at the Empire, which he explains is good, and also informs Ian that he has joined the 4th Prince Van Britten, whom he believes will succeed to the throne. Ian tells him that his decision may be proved wrong as Van may not succeed in the future. Ian then tells him that the Thunder Seed of the 7 Magicians, Jack Steropes, has been killed, and he offers Evergrant to take his position. Evergrant refuses, and Ian figures out he's doing it because of the Imperial Treasury. Ian also asks Evergrant to inquire about who killed Jack. As Joshua enters the Imperial Kingdom, he is not allowed inside by the knights. He says he has come to apply for the Battle of Bircher, which primarily is when one can enter by stealing the spot of the knight they fight with, and the ones in charge of this battle are known for their cruelty. Joshua says he'll rise to the 3rd seat, obtain the seat of a battalion commander, and acquire that from the Imperial Treasury. Joshua is standing, reminiscing about past times, when he hears someone approaching. She introduces herself as Cercerin Van Britten. At the Swallow Empire, the Emperor asks his men to overlook the matter for a while until they find the true identity of the enemy. One of the knights shouts that they have already confirmed the presence of the Crest of Thran. On the scene, a man enters the room and is introduced as Prince Lucifer. He greets the Emperor. He then expresses how the knights and nobles are useless and have nothing better to do than accuse Thran of attacking them. He says Thran is already busy with its new emperor and wouldn't commit such a fatal. He assumes it could be the Avalon Empire taking them. At the great Imperial Palace of Avalon, the Black Wind reports the Emperor's death. The Duke is concerned someone might have figured out their plan. He asks about the killer, but nobody knows of him yet. The Emperor is also informed of Beeg's daughters joining the academy, which greatly concerns him. The Duke is making sure Cain has the ability to protect Joshua in the future and is being trained by the Duke himself. The Duke is informed of Joshua's joining the Imperial Knight Order. The Duke orders Cain to spar with him, and Cain is concerned he might get defeated and hurt badly. Duke Agnes is simply trying to express his anger and wrath by fighting with Cain. After the sparring ends, he asks the Barons' heads about the boys from 2 of the 12 families humiliated and defeated by Joshua. He informs the Duke that the Marquis family might send them an official letter, since their only son, Veron, has been a victim of Joshua's brawl. The Duke is concerned the Marquis family might discuss the matter at the Great Noble Conference, which may be very humiliating. Duke says he can't scold Joshua for doing good work and standing against what's wrong. Baron Head also informs him that Babel will be arriving in Akarti since he has been called by the Emperor himself. Meanwhile, Babel is on his way to the Imperial Palace, and Chiffin assures him of his strong position in the Empire. He then asks Babel a bizarre question, which confuses him. He asks what Babel would do if he found out that his father, the Duke Agnes, was not his real father. Chiffin lies and says he's asking for a knight who is stuck in a similar situation. Babel responds that if it were him, he would have loved and respected both his fathers equally and done his best in life because that was the only way he could grow strong. And mature Chiffin is impressed by his response, and with that, they reach the palace. While Joshua stands from across the wall, he talks to Van Cercerin, the pure-blooded princess. Her father, Marcus Britten, is a man who killed all his people, those that inherited the Imperial blood, and anybody who opposed him, which is why he's known as the Sovereign of Blood. He birthed Van Cerseren for political objectives, and unfortunately, she was born blind. The Master keeps a watch on her mainly because she possesses a quality that looks through even those who have reached the Master realm. She sobs when asked about her tragic fate by Joshua as she leaves. Joshua says he'll meet her later, the time is not right for now. At the Emperor's Marcus, Anna Grace, the War God's daughter, has come to meet the Emperor. The Emperor asks about the War God's plan in trying to tackle Prince Lucifer defending the Swallow Empire. Anna says she's uncertain, which triggers the Emperor, and he shows his wrath in the form of releasing his energy, which affects Anna. He is angry for the fact that he helped them both, and now they have turned their backs on him and are not fulfilling their promises. She apologizes for her words and says it won't happen again. He says he'll promise a Duke peerage instead of the Marquis peerage. Anna is enraged as she thinks to herself that the border guard's killing was a waste of everything, and merely an amusement for the Emperor. She responds, saying she'd say yes but is uncertain that her father would agree with his offer. The Duke says they don't have a choice and must come up with a plan soon. Evergreen has come to the place where Jack Sterrops were killed. He realizes that Jack has been killed by someone who possesses Bronto. Princess Van is curious to know about Joshua Sanders, and as she inquisitively asks Ellen, she is told that Joshua is the 10-year-old son of Duke Agnes. She continues to tell Van that Joshua possesses extraordinary qualities and has the potential to become one of the 9 stars of the Empire. Joshua enters the Imperial Night Drill Hall and realizes the place hasn't changed a lot. The 11th and 12th battalions of knights are having a spar and are being cheered on by their supporters while attacking each other. They are also messing around and cursing at each other. During their banter, Joshua is heard laughing at them as he approaches. They ask what he's doing in a place where little brats are not allowed. Joshua doesn't say anything but rather uses his dawn ring to reveal who he is. As he does so, he tells them that he has come to apply for the bloody Battle of Bircher. They recognize Joshua as he is considered the little star of the continent and can wield mana at the age of 10. Joshua is well informed of the rules of the battle, as he expounds that the challengers of the battle earn the position of Imperial Knight upon victory. The knight who loses will be stripped of his position. He'll promise to take full responsibility for the consequences. He then states that the 11th and 12th battalions must comply as Joshua challenges them. They step back, making excuses in order to avoid fighting. They don't want to hurt the son of Duke Agnes, knowing the consequences they'll face. Joshua realizes how weak and frail they are in their strength to trigger, or more precisely, motivate them. He calls them cowards and humiliates them. They then step forward to show their real strength to Joshua, regardless of what happens later. The knights are shocked at the things Joshua possesses: a dawn ring, an aura, and an artifact. The knight challenging him says Joshua has simply received it all from his family and doesn't possess true qualities of his own. Joshua challenges him again and makes sure he doesn't leave the battlefield. The knight was triggered upon being called a coward. He attacked Joshua using his crank mana and utmost strength. As he does so, he believes Joshua has been intimidated and left, but he realizes that Joshua still stands strong and is ready to fight. Viper Bissam, the 12th Battalion Vice Captain, shows up and says that he will be Joshua's opponent. The knights are concerned and stop him. He shows camaraderie and says he will protect his comrades even if it means losing his position. Joshua is impressed and says that, in his past life, he was highly protected by this man, and he is delighted to have stood for a spar with him again. Joshua screams, saying he will make it in 5 years.
That's it for today. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.